I finally met somebody that reminds me of the wounding.
Even as adults as well.
Yeah. On healthcare, absolutely. It's like a new skill. It's like playing the piano when you've been dissociated for so long from that.
Why do people feel intensely attached to relationships that are also painful and destabilizing?
I can further that. We are unconsciously trying to complete the unfinished business in childhood. So when you meet somebody and they just feel like, oh my God, this is love at first sight. This is like my soulmate. This is my twin flame. It's actually what they're reflecting is something unfinished. What you're actually saying is, I finally met somebody that reminds me of the wounding that I'm experiencing with my mother or father, and maybe through them, I can finish that business that was incomplete. And that, unfortunately, it activates it. And without the right skills, it becomes really toxic and painful. And we abandon ourselves in pursuit, because now what we're doing is we're chasing the dopamine hit. We're chasing the hit, the promise of the belonging that never happened in childhood. And it feels great in the love bombing phase, in the honeymoon phase of it. But within about 6 months to a year, you get the lesson. You really start to see the unconscious dynamics at play. And it's very harmful to both parties. I believe this is nobody's talking about it as a healthcare crisis, because it's a mental health crisis, and then it'll lead to a physical crisis. Because as a chiropractor, I'd see patients and I'd be like, oh, what are you dealing with? I'm dealing with shooting pain down my arm, or digestive problems that have just been like, impossible to deal with. And I go, how long have you been dealing with this for? 6 months. Well, what happened 6 months ago? We went through a separation. And it's like, so this unconscious relational dynamic becomes a healthcare issue. And you can go to the doctor, you can get chiropractic adjustments for these issues, and which is fine. It's okay, but nobody really goes upstream to the root cause. And this is why I teach what I do, because it's ruptures that aren't repaired that stay as open loops in the system that are seeking completion. They've been with us since childhood. So it's a very powerful reframe that I've discovered, and not too many people are sharing about it.
And thank you so much for coming on the show to share this, because like you said, if physically getting the medication or the healing is not enough, you also need to go to the root cause, which is possibly the way we're being brought up by primary caregivers. This has a lot of impact on us as individuals, even as adults as well.
Yeah. On healthcare, absolutely. If you look at the ACE study, okay, it's the adverse childhood events experiences, you will see that they did research, people with chronic illnesses, guaranteed they scored high numbers on their ACE scores. So out of 10, so there's an ACE study, you can look it up and do the thing. If you're a 10 out of 10 with adverse childhood experiences, then guaranteed you're going to have some sort of a healthcare crisis or an addiction. It's completely aligned. But even though the research is clear, there's very little in the medical system that actually addresses it. And that's why I left the system, and I'm actually helping people address that. Those who are really ready to heal from chronic pain and chronic illness without treating the illness. The illness is just the tissues becoming exhausted from having to carry so much inflammation. The question is, why is the body constricting and holding on to so much inflammation? And the answer is grief and shame and guilt that we're still carrying from childhood. So that's where my focus is with people.
Thank you. So how can somatic awareness, because that's what you're talking about now, help someone recognize when they are being pulled back to a trauma bond?
Well, into a trauma bond, just the trauma bond itself is any type of dynamic where it's very addictive. You don't need somatic awareness. Is your life in such a way where I know they're not good for me, but I just can't let them go? I know it's not good. I know that I'm abandoning my well-being by staying with this person. That's the telltale sign. But how do we use somatic awareness to know we're triggered? And when it literally is about rewiring your brain to be able to connect with your animal body and be aware. Do I feeling a sense of constriction? When I'm doing my trainings in my trigger proof of experience, trigger proof awareness work, we start off with, all right, am I feeling constriction in my body after what I just heard? Do I feel an openness or do I feel numb? And so it's now catching myself in constriction or openness. It's you and I having a conversation, you asking me a question, hey, Nima, can you help me with this? And I say, Grace, sure, I'll help you move this weekend. And then my body goes into a constriction. What's happening is I'm overriding my truth because I want to please you, which is what fawning is all about, right? So how we break that pattern is to notice the animal body and the constriction and report that. Say, Grace, you asked me to move this weekend. I normally would say yes, but my body just went into a constriction and I have to honor the no right now. And that's scary for me because I'm usually just used to pleasing and saying yes because I don't want you to see me as a bad person. So the somatic awareness is your body is letting you know what's happening and you're getting curious and listening and reporting. And so it takes time. It's like a new skill. It's like playing the piano when you've been dissociated for so long from that.
So invariably, I would say it's your intuition kicking in, telling you there's something off.
And in order for me to connect with my intuition, Grace, my brain and my heart must be connected. But most of us are disconnected because of all that pain. So it really is about stopping and slowing down and breathing and learning how. It's not about feeling better. It's about becoming better at feeling. And that's
listening to our bodies.
Expanding your capacity to sit with the discomfort, with the frustration, with the shame, with the anger, and allowing it and listening and surrendering. It's a spiritual practice, essentially.
Yeah, thank you so much. So Nima, what are the first physical and emotional cues someone is slipping into the cycle again?
Any cycle, any pattern. So let's talk about a specific pattern. The most common one that we see is people-pleasing, fawning. I have a sneaking suspicion, Grace, that the majority of your listeners will notice themselves falling into fawning or people-pleasing type of patterns where they say yes when their body says no. They withhold their truth just to keep the peace, where they want to express themselves, but they don't believe that they're capable or whatever. Exactly. And so the first sign is that constriction. First sign is notice where your body constricts. And when your body constricts, pause and reflect and name it. You must name it. What we're doing is we're developing this relationship with the animal body where if you can name it, you don't have to become identified as it. And it's a very nuanced thing is the first sign of the pattern is, what is your pattern? Is your pattern to fawn and people please? Is your pattern to fight and defend yourself when somebody has feedback for you or some sort of criticism or feedback? No, I didn't. What is your pattern? Is notice the body wanting to respond, and what you're doing is you're pausing and you're listening first. Is it like, oh my gosh, there's a conflict, I want to run? Well, notice that pattern, pause, and maybe lean into the conversation. So it's about self-awareness. Am I a fighter? Am I a flighter? Am I a fawner? Or do I freeze and hide, right? So become aware of the pattern that you're in with your child, with your partner, with whoever, and then start to become conscious when it happens again, there it is again, and get very clear on who you'd love to be instead. So it's like, okay, normally when a client says, can you meet at this time? If I'm not available, normally I'm going to say yes. And then I notice it, client says, Nima, can you come at 11:30 even though I had plans with my wife? Normally I would turn to my wife and say, I can't do it because of a client. Now I'm going to pause and go, hey, Grace, no, I'm not available at that time. So interrupting the pattern and then choosing a new identity. But we have to first choose the identity of who we're becoming first, because the identity itself informs of my reaction. People ask, what should I do in this situation? I'm like, well, it depends. Who do you want to be? So first choose the identity and then let's work backwards and what that person would do in that situation. What would a person who loves themselves, how would they respond to that? And that is the path.
Okay, thank you. So indirectly, you're actually highlighting to them that you have to make the decision. I'm just here to guide you. And that's what life coaching or therapeutic.
I'm not here to rescue you. I'm a partner
that's what
in
should be
your
doing.
journey to becoming that person. And I'm not here to be your daddy or your mommy. You're here to learn how to parent yourself. I'm here to teach you how to become your own medicine. Let's decide who you want to be, and then let me help you remove everything that's in the way of you becoming that. But it's your journey. You're the hero. I'm the guide.
Yes. Be safe and be positive. And don't forget to check out our social media handles. Thank you. Bye for now.